Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at some recent reports, investigations really, into cybercrime that reveal something pretty unexpected about online fraud. Yeah, our topic is what some sources are calling India's hidden cybercrime army. We're digging into how ordinary people are getting pulled into these global scam operations as money mules.
Exactly. And our mission here is to really unpack how this works. We want to understand the human stories behind it all and, show why this isn't just some remote issue. It's something you really need to be aware of. We'll uncover some surprising facts, I think.
Okay, so let's start right there. What is a money mule? The sources describe them as, well, people who lend out their bank accounts.
Right. And this is important. Sometimes they know what they're doing, but often they don't. Not really. They become part of the money laundering chain.
Uh-huh. And the criminals use these accounts to funnel stolen cash.
Exactly. Which then often gets turned into cryptocurrency really fast.
Mm.
For speed, and that layer of pseudo-anonymity
Mm-hmm.
makes it disappear across borders much more easily.
Got it. So their role. It sounds kind of minor, just lending an account.
But that's the thing. Law enforcement doesn't see it that way at all. They actually call these mule accounts the backbone of major cybercrimes.
The backbone.
Yeah. We're talking big stuff here. Investment frauds, those awful digital arrest scams where they scare people into paying up,
Right.
and these huge multinational syndicates. But there's a paradox, something a Pune cybercrime officer pointed out.
Oh, what's that?
He said, the mules are the first link investigators can trace, but they're also the first to fall.
First link, but first to fall, so they're easy to catch.
They're visible, yes. Their details are on the accounts. But they're also seen as disposable by the criminals running the show.
That's quite chilling. But hang on, if they're so easy to catch and seen as disposable, does that mean the actual masterminds, the big players, they usually get away?
Well, that's often the hardest part for law enforcement.
Yeah.
The sources suggest that while the mules get caught because they're traceable.
They're the ones holding the bag, essentially.
Precisely. The masterminds are often operating internationally, layered behind complex structures, making them incredibly difficult to apprehend. So yes, the mules frequently bear the legal brunt.
So it's the sheer number of these mules, these sort of cogs in the machine, that makes the whole operation so tough to dismantle.
Exactly. That's why understanding this invisible workforce is so crucial for you listening. It helps grasp the real scale of online crime and how it functions globally. These scams couldn't work without them.
Okay, we've established what they are and why they're so vital, unfortunately. Let's get into the human side now. The sources give some really powerful examples, stories that show the vulnerability involved. Take this case from Sangli, a construction worker. He was struggling with alcoholism and also addiction to online rummy, racking up debts.
A tough situation.
Yeah, and then two men approached him, promising quick cash, easy money.
The classic lure.
And get this, within just 1 week, 19 lakh rupees, that's what, about 23,000 US dollars, moved through bank accounts set up in his name.
19 lakh.
Wow. And what did he get out of it?
That's the staggering part. He received just 23,000 rupees,
Mm-hmm.
about $275. And then he was arrested, caught as a mule.
Just incredible. 23,000 rupees for facilitating nearly 2 million. It perfectly illustrates the desperation, doesn't it?
It really does.
I mean, for someone in that position, addiction, debt, even that small promise, it feels like a lifeline, even though the risk is astronomical compared to the payout.
Then there's another story. The son of a Mumbai veteran. He is apparently just dabbling in crypto and got contacted on Telegram. He agreed to let these handlers use his account.
And how much went straight to his account?
90 lakh rupees. That's over 100,000 US dollars in just 2 days.
90 lakh in 2 days.
It's a
That's
bit.
massive volume. How was he paid?
In USDT tokens, the stablecoin pegged to the dollar. But here's where it gets more complicated.
Uh-huh.
He didn't just stay a mule. He actually became a recruiter himself later on.
Ah, that's fascinating, that evolution. Right, it blurs that line between being a victim, maybe, and becoming a perpetrator.
Exactly. It shows how people can get drawn in deeper. Maybe they start out curious or just wanting some easy crypto cash, but then they become actively involved in expanding the network.
Yeah, recruiting others into the same situation.
It really makes you wonder about the psychology there, What pushes someone from being used to actively helping use others?
In one more case, a 21-year-old in Pune working in an ice cream factory.
Okay.
He just wanted more pay. Simple as that. He was persuaded to open a new bank account, one with a high transaction limit. They promised him monthly payments for it.
Let me guess. The payments never came.
You got it. they never arrived. And worse, he eventually found out his account had already been flagged by the authorities for cyber fraud. He had no idea until it was too late.
So looking at these cases, you see the patterns emerge, don't you?
Definitely. Financial pressure is the big one.
Right. Whether it's debt, addiction, or just wanting a better income, then there's that powerful pull of easy money or a quick solution.
And the really scary part, how quickly and quietly their accounts get flagged, leaving them exposed while the real criminals are long gone. They're left facing the legal fallout.
It's a rapidly growing web.
So how are they finding all these people? How does the recruitment actually work on the ground?
Well, police investigations have uncovered a few key methods. Sometimes it's personal referrals, through friends or contacts. Trust is exploited.
Okay, word of mouth. Makes sense.
Then there's social media groups. Apparently some openly offer cash just for access to your bank account. They prey on people posting about financial struggle.
Wow, just openly advertising for mules.
Seems like it. And recruiters also target workers directly, people at tea stalls, small eateries. Individuals may be less aware of the risks, possibly needing cash quickly.
And you mentioned Telegram earlier, and Facebook too.
Yeah, promising earnings through crypto is another angle. They make it sound modern, legitimate, like some kind of online gig using platforms people already use.
Okay, so they get the accounts. What happens next? Where does the money actually go?
Well, that's where it gets murky very quickly. The money trail basically vanishes.
How?
It's not just one transfer. They create layers upon layers of transfers. And like we said, converting it to cryptocurrency is a key step.
To obscure the path.
Exactly. It gets routed globally, often ending up with the masterminds, who could be anywhere in the share. The reports mention places like Dubai or China pretty often.
And the mules are left behind.
They are. While the big fish stay hidden, it's the mules who face the criminal charges. It's a global problem. Interpol even has this campaign, Your Account, Your Crime.
What's the message there?
Basically, that you can't just claim ignorance. Lending your account makes you liable, whether you fully understood the implications or not.
That's a stark warning. And in India, the scale sounds huge.
It really does. Central agencies have apparently detected thousands of these mule accounts. It paints a picture of, citizens desperate for income being turned into. The report used the phrase expendable cogs in a vast machine of cybercrime.
Expendable cogs, that's grim. So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway for you listening to this?
Well, our deep dive today really shows how easily available, often quite vulnerable people are being exploited. They form the actual operational base for these really sophisticated global cybercrime networks.
And the personal consequences for them are severe and immediate.
Absolutely.
Which I think raises a bigger question for all of us, given that the vulnerability of so many ordinary citizens is what's actually fueling this hidden army. What does that tell us about maybe wider issues like digital inequality or economic desperation? And how might understanding that change how we approach fighting cybercrime? Maybe looking beyond just telling individuals to protect themselves. It's something to think about.